Okay, so today, girls, we are going to learn about climate and weather. So tell me about what you are wearing today, Lundi.
I'm wearing my long sleeve top because it was cold today.
Okay. What about you, Marafi?
I'm wearing my blazer to stay warm.
Okay. Ari, tell me about what you're wearing today and why.
I'm wearing my winter uniform because it's winter.
So, Shalom, were you wearing the same clothes last term?
No, we wore the summer dress that Jem is wearing today.
So, Aliyah, why do you think we have summer uniforms and winter uniforms?
I think we have different uniforms because in the first term, it's a lot warmer, so we get to wear cooler uniforms, I guess. And in the second term, it's a lot colder, so we have winter uniforms to keep warm.
Okay, so I think it's fair to say that we always look at the weather before we decide what to wear, right? And there's a reason why we have a winter and summer uniform at our school. And that's because obviously we have warm summers, so we have to have different types of clothing for summer. And in winter, we have to wear something that's a little bit warmer. So Shalom, do you think there are other places on Earth that experience these differences in temperature throughout the year?
Yes, there are other places where the weather does change, but there are also places where the weather doesn't change. Maybe the weather stays cold or the weather stays hot. It really depends where you are.
Okay, so we've been talking a lot about the weather and how it changes, right? So what is the difference between weather and climate? Ari?
So weather is over a short period and what you see outside every day. And climate is over a long period in like a year or a month or a week.
Okay, good. Okay, so Ari said there is a difference between weather and climate. Does everyone fully understand what the difference between weather and climate is? Who is not 100% sure yet? Okay.
Miss Aesop, I just wanted to clarify. So with climate, does it have to do more than what you see, like outside the window? Does it have to do with temperatures?
Yes, you're quite right, Shalom. Climate has to do with a lot more factors and it can be quite complicated, and we're going to explore more about climate in this lesson. So hopefully I'll answer some of your questions throughout the lesson. Okay, so to fully understand the differences between weather and climate, we're going to do a moving debate. Okay, I am going to put up some statements on the board, and we are going to have one side of the classroom that is weather and the other side that is climate. And then depending on whether you think the statement fits into weather or climate, you need to move to that side of the classroom. Okay. Okay, so everything on this side of the board is weather and everything on this side of the board is climate. It rained on the 8th of May. Okay, so why did you all move to that side of the classroom? Why did you choose weather?
Because it rained on a specific day.
Okay, and you all agree with that?
Yes.
Okay. Germany is a cold country. Okay, so all of you are saying this is climate. Okay, Olivia, tell me why you chose climate.
This is climate because they recorded the temperature of Germany over a long period of time, and it was cold most of the time.
So they're making a generalization about Germany.
Yes.
Okay, let me see if you're correct. Well done, girls. That is climate. Okay, so we know there's a difference between weather and climate, right? And we said there's different climates all around the world. So look at the map that is on your table in front of you. Do you see that there are different climates all over the world? Right, so which climates do you think are the hot climates? Yes.
I think the tropical.
The tropical climates. And where are the tropical climates?
Here in the middle of Africa.
So the red, pinky areas in the middle. Okay. So which are the colder climates? Aliyah?
I think it's the polar climates.
The blue areas on that map. Okay, so why do you think those areas of the globe are colder? Marafi?
I think it is because the polar areas don't get as much sun.
Okay, so you think it has something to do with the sun?
Yes.
So I want you to write down your theory why there are different climates in the world, and I want you then to test that theory. So first, in your group, decide why we have different climates all around the world. Write that down on a piece of paper. Then you're going to test this theory.
Maybe write colder climates are cold because they get less sun.
And I think some of these climates are a lot hotter because they're more near the equator, maybe.
Yeah.
Right, so how are you going to test this theory? Girls?
Mrs. Aesop, I don't know how this is going to work because the earth is not flat.
That's a very good point, Marafi. You're quite right. So let's solve this problem because the earth is actually round.
I think it's because the sun's rays are brighter at the equator. Maybe that's why the equator is more hotter.
So,
Here's the equator. So I think
Because it's closer to the sun, it'll be a lot
the rays
warmer.
are closer, the rays are brighter.
And they're more
But
powerful.
yeah, so since it's a bit higher, the rays get bigger, but they get weaker. So there's not as bright.
And the same applies at the bottom.
And the same applies at the bottom.
Right, girls, very good. You have worked it out. Yes, the sun is closest to the equator, so the sunlight would be more concentrated along the areas around the equator. But as the sunlight goes towards the poles, because of the curve of the Earth's surface, the sunlight spreads out. And that's why the concentration of the sunlight is not as much in those areas. That's why they're colder. So climate is not only determined by the sun's rays. There's a number of factors. It can be how close that particular area is to the ocean. It can be influenced by altitude, if you're high up in the mountain or down low towards the coast. So there are a number of factors that come into play, right, when determining what climate is. But the sunlight plays a huge factor in determining climate. And we have different climates all over the globe. And you can see on the maps in front of you the different climates. We have the polar regions, the continental regions, the temperate regions, the dry regions, and the tropical zones.